Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, City Current CEO, Jeremy Park.
Welcome back to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And in this case, we're talking about the power to fight childhood cancer. That's why we're honored to have with us Elaine Kay. She is the director of Raleigh, Tennessee with the Raleigh Foundation for Childhood Cancer Research. How are you doing?
I am great. It's just great to hear such a powerful voice and a positive voice. And we're so appreciative to be on here for City Current and you too, Jeremy. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, absolutely. You all do tremendous good. And when you talk about this fight, this is personal for you. It's personal for the foundation and obviously so many families. And so let's go ahead and start with your personal background and tied to your son, James, how you got first introduced to the Raleigh Foundation.
Oh man, my introduction is something I wouldn't wish on anyone. When this was in 2005, our 11-year-old son, Ben James, had some pain at night in his kidney area and came to us crying, and he never cried. He didn't even cry when he was 3 and he broke his arm. And I thought, oh, this is something serious. And I just assumed it was a kidney stone and found out later that he was number 27 in medical world history to be diagnosed with this very rare form of a sarcoma. And the 26 kids before him had not lived longer than 2 years. So he wanted to know, his first question when he found out he had cancer was, am I going to get to play football? And at that time, we just didn't even know what he had. But later on, I thought, is he going to get to graduate, from 6th grade even? So he was accepted to a clinical research trial, just exactly like those that Raleigh funds. It was going on across the United States for all aggressive sarcomas. And he received different treatment than the 26 kids before him. So it wasn't a new medicine or anything fancy like that, because there's not very many introduced for childhood cancers. It was just to see if every 2 weeks of chemo would be better, or having the treatments be every 2 weeks rather than every 3 weeks, if that would save more children. And it saved our son. Within 2 years, it became protocol for the United States and then the whole world. So the pediatric oncologists really work together as fast as they can when they get research like this that is positive. So we're just ever grateful for that research. And when all of that happened, I thought, after kind of caught my breath, I thought, this is a no-brainer. I have got to do something for other children who receive research similar to this so that more parents can be comforted and be given hope that their children will thrive. And James is now 31, living in Dallas, married to his beautiful wife, Maddie, and they're thriving. So I just keep praying for a lot of times secondary cancers are very common for children who had to go through that much chemo and radiation, because it was a long haul that year. And so far so good. And we're just living, positively that it's never going to happen again. So
well, I appreciate you sharing the story, and I think it sets the stage for not only obviously the personal connection to this and the why for you, but also too, it ties perfectly in with when you talk about parents coming together to help children and to help other families, because you know firsthand what this battle is like and the importance, and tied to the research and the innovation and the protocols. So carry that into some history, some background for Raleigh Foundation for Childhood Cancer Research.
Be happy to. Yeah, every day with Raleigh is a different day, right? I am actually at the home of Kelly and Blair Durham's. I've got a team that's addressing of volunteers, and some of our Raleigh team from the office volunteering to address our invitations going out for an upcoming event. But Raleigh, I said, James got cancer the same year. And in 2005, our founder and CEO, Dean Crow, was visiting a friend's son in the hospital, and his name was William. He had played on a baseball team, and she said, "How can I help?" This she just couldn't believe what he was going through. He had brain cancer, and William's mom said, "Raise money for childhood cancer research." And Dean was like, "Cancer is well funded." And she said, "Not the children's cancers. They're really not." And so Dean went home, looked it up, and in fact, they really have not been as well funded as the adult cancers, in, not even close. And the average age of a child is 8 if they don't make it, and they're robbed of their whole life. And an average time period of an adult is, maybe 12 years, maybe 7 years cut off their edge instead of 80, years. So it's really there. It's not apples to apples when you look at cancer when it's affecting a child. But Dean went on to start first, it was just a lot of research around her kitchen table. And then she set some rules. She wanted to grow it grassroots wise. She wanted to have an excellent efficiency rating. And for every dollar given, 93 cents goes to our mission. So it's huge. And that was a whole big draw for me. If I wanted to spend all my time, a lot of my time volunteering, I didn't want it to the money I raised to go to huge salaries and things like that. So that was a huge plus. But every day in America, 47 children are diagnosed with cancers. And, it's not just all that rare. That's what, 2 classroomfuls of children. And it's indeed a growing number even today with they don't really know why, but lots of different reasons. I'll be surprised. I won't be surprised if it's not in the way into the 50s in a couple of years. We kind of run behind on the statistics because they got to gather them all. But
talk about all the different things you do, because you do a lot. And when you talk about covering the state of Tennessee, there are 5, hospitals, pediatric cancer fighting organizations that you all work with and through and support. So touch on all the different areas of support, because it's to innovation and research, it's to those institutions, it's to the families direct. So you do a lot.
we really do. Our Christmas is in March when we give away all our own money to the research doctors, and this is research across the world. So we've funded research in Israel, in Canada, in Mexico, even in Africa. Our primary emphasis is research, but we also love to service the families. We love to make this situation happier, more fun in any way we can. Parents just shouldn't have to worry about being late on bills. So we have a financial emergency plan that is in effect for really kids all over the United States. In Tennessee, we have helped families in all 5 pediatric oncology hospitals. The child caregivers there contact us and say, "Hey, this family really needs help with, maybe it's paying their car bill or their phone or their any necessary bill that they're having trouble with." We just write the check directly to that company or the leaseor or whatever. So that's how that works. We also take meals to the hospitals. We found real fast, and I experienced this, but the children, the patients themselves get free food from the hospital. A lot of times they get over those meals pretty fast, but the moms and the siblings are not fed. So we take food around to the different hospitals and supply that. It's not every day, but as often as we can, once a week at TriStar, and also about once a month at Vanderbilt, and then also East Tennessee and Chattanooga. So we're kind of working our way west. But that's really a fun one. And then sometimes our kids, there is one little boy named Rohan, and he is a 2-time survivor of neuroblastoma, but he has a single mom. He couldn't get up to New York for a vaccine that's actually Raleigh funded research. So we looked into using our travel fund to help him get him to Sloan Kettering so that he could have these the vaccines. And it's not like the easy vaccine that you had as a baby, but it's like a series of 7. And they're spread out. So it's a lot of trips up there. But things like that is what Rally is here for. So just to help the families. And then we give a couple parties every year. We have a Christmas party. We get presents for kids and their siblings, and it's just a really happy time. And then we also have an ice cream social in the summertime. So that's super, super fun with a slippy slide and all kinds of different things that we do with the kids. So.
Well, you alluded to the financial efficiency when you talk about financial contributions and donations. So the 93 cents of every dollar. Talk about ways the community can get involved, because you have a big upcoming event in April. And so I want to highlight that, but then also too, just in general, how can the community support and get behind everything you're doing?
Oh my goodness. Well, we have so many volunteer needs, especially events like the one that's coming up. If we need, it takes a village. So we usually have about 50 to 60 volunteers that help out, from greeting to pegging the, spotlighting the whoever is bidding on a live auction. We need silent auction items. We love sponsorships. That always makes the overall profit higher. It's our bread and butter. We've got about 95,000 done in sponsorships already, but we're definitely looking for more, always. And it's a great way for the businesses for us to show our love for them and get them highlighted on our website and those kind of things. Let's see what else. We have invitations that are going out now. So our group is addressing those now. We have that before every event. We have a sweet, fun time for the girls and the boys who are in our upcoming event. I'll just go ahead and
talk about, so the upcoming event, Rally on the Runway, April 10th, Marathon Music Works. So go ahead and dive in.
Yes, it's with the Tennessee Titans, and they are escorting our little rally kids. We plan to have 12 of them. Dillard's at Green Hills is a huge sponsor for us. We have a day of pampering there for the girls, and we get them all flusied up. We do their nails. We have so much fun with them. It is like they are princesses for that day. And Dillard's provides this lunch, and the children also pick out all their little outfit clothing for that day from head to toe. A lot of them wear hats or something fun on, their like a headband on, it always, sometimes they don't have hair, but they might have that headband, purses, just everything for the girls. And that day is really fun. We have a little paparazzi on that day before as they make that debut. And then for the boys, it's about even number. For the boys, we take them to Top Golf, and Top Golf is a great sponsor for us. We get the VIP treatment. Sometimes the Titan might show up, and they just have fun hitting golf balls and eating great food. The food there is fabulous. So anyway, both of those times are really, really fun leading into the event. And as you said, April 10th is our Rally on the Runway. That again is just a fun time to just love on the kids, and they just love being hams up there with their Titan. And if they don't, we have something sweet for them. It'll be a little calmer when they get up, but the crowd just goes wild. It's so much energy in the air. It's really the enthusiasm, and just sometimes we'll see this little shy kid and we won't know how they'll do up there, and they will not get off the stage. So they're getting tugged to get off that stage. They're having so much fun. So you just never know. We always have a couple of stories. No one tells our stories better than a rally kid. And the crowd likes to hear what these kids are going through. And it's always, I even learn from their experiences, because every experience is different. And sometimes it makes me feel like, boy, we had it hard with James, but nothing compared to some of these stories that I've gotten to know since then. So, yeah.
Touch on, though, for you as a mother, a parent, have gone through this like we talked about at the onset, but then you have a chance to interact with the children, the families, and to see firsthand the impact. So for the community, talk about some of those testimonials. Talk about what it means for the children and the families to be supported.
Oh man. When you're in that situation, a lot of times you don't really get to know other people who are going through it. We didn't have rally when we were going through it, and a lot of times we just had to go behind a closed door, and we couldn't socialize. I got a chance to more with parents than James did, but then they finish their treatment and they're thrust into a school situation, and no one usually at their school knows half of what they've gone through, and they don't really. It's a for some of our children that is a really hard thing to jump back into. And then a lot of times they're jumping back into it. They don't have hair. They don't, their kids are like whispering, like yeah, don't say anything, but that kind of thing. That makes it an awkward disease for a child who's going, who just wants to be social, and kids just want to have fun. They just want to play games and forget that they didn't ask for cancer to hit them. And I think that's the biggest thing. We just love to grow their community and let them know that, hey, there's a lot of kids out there like you that have been through or will go or are going through this, and you've got friends that understand. And the parents, I also want them to know that we're a voice that understands it too. We also offer counseling for our kids, their siblings, and parents, the ones who need it or ask for it or even think they need it, want to try it out. Because a lot of times you might not know that you're down that much. You're just trying to keep your head up. So kids and parents and siblings. I know the siblings are affected in a huge way. Sometimes they feel guilty that it wasn't them. And sometimes they just think, oh, my brother or sister's getting all this attention and I want to get cancer, but then they know they don't. So it's always an interesting chemistry there with families.
Yeah, and I appreciate you sharing that side of it, right? Like the complexities and the mental, and like you said, even the transition back into school and what that's like for the children. I think that's important for the community to understand. And so, talking with Elaine Kay, Director of Raleigh, Tennessee, Raleigh Foundation for Childhood Cancer Research. Wrap up, Elaine, with where we can go to carry this conversation forward. Where can we go to learn more about the event? How can we get connected?
All right. I would love to help you do that. So you can go on just, Google Rally on the Runway Nashville. We have three. One's in Atlanta, one's in Pensacola, and one is here in Nashville. We actually had a small one in New York last year, and probably will have that too. But yeah, Rally on the Runway Nashville. You can find out all the details there. Ticket price is $250. We have sponsorship starting out at $5,000, going up to $50,000. $5,000 is for a table of 10. We also are offering family and friends tables this year that are $3,000. So you can do one of those and have eight other couples.
Well, make sure everyone, rallyfoundation.org is an easy website, rallyfoundation.org. And once again, Elaine Kay, Director of Raleigh, Tennessee, Raleigh Foundation for Childhood Cancer Research. Thank you for all you and your amazing team do to power the good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeremy. We'll see you there, April 10th.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the City Current Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.